been a resident of Boise, Idaho for over 800 years. I just don't get why this always happens to me every single time.
Oh, come on, guys. You get it. You get it, right?
Hello. Ho, ho, ho. And welcome to the Rag Company Podcast, right here on the Rag Company Podcast YouTube channel. I'm your host, Dane, and to my right, wearing the Donald the Duck hat, Levi Gates.
Hey, Dane, how's it going?
Oh, pretty good, but clearly not as good as what you got going on. And to my left, Anthony Fisher.
Dane, thanks for having me. Glad to be here, and a happy Tuesday to everybody watching this.
We are accompanied by a lovely TRC Christmas tree. We got the red and green going on, feeling festive. I like it.
Oh, the lights.
Shout out to Glenn. Thank you. That looks really nice. So, there's obviously plenty going on around here at TRC, but housekeeping, I'll let you guys handle that part. What's going on in the world of TRC?
Well, we have just wrapped up our Christmas sale, which was a big success. Thank you to all that ordered over this last weekend here, and that is done. It's gone.
Yeah, no more.
Christmas is almost here, so there will be no more sales until possibly after Christmas, where your coal cash will be able to be used. So for people that don't realize what happened is we had our Christmas sale. And
Better than coal.
We had a little surprise inside every package to where it's $25 off of a order spend of $100 or more.
Correct.
Right? So you have a little coupon in there in your box, right? Don't throw that away because that's your coupon on how to save money. Away. And you're going to use that coal cash at theragcompany.com after Christmas.
Yeah,
and
very
you're going to be able to save $25 off of orders over 100. So something to keep in mind, something to use, but hopefully you guys picked up some fantastic deals on some ultra plush Korean towels, as well as some possibly drying towels and an assortment of other goodies. It was a successful sale, and we're really happy about that. So Christmas is officially 6 days away. It is December 19th right now.
Holy cow.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
That close.
6 days.
Just hit me.
I'm going to be honest with you guys.
Almost the solstice.
Have you gotten all your gifts yet?
Absolutely not. So this is not good. Because I'm now realizing that I am super behind.
Oh, no.
I got a segment for that later, but do your thing first.
My wife does a great job at getting most of the gifts for everybody. So there's lots of gifts underneath our Christmas tree. I don't know who they're for. I don't know what they're for.
Okay.
I know that they exist, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
But no, as far as me being in charge to get gifts for certain people, not good, man. Not good at all. I completely just spaced. It's crazy. December 19th. It doesn't feel like December 19th.
No.
It feels like December 6th.
Yeah, it's gone by way too fast.
I don't know what's going on this month. It's getting kind of crazy. But anyway, so Christmas is coming up, so that's one exciting thing. Hopefully you guys all have some great plans and or whatever you're doing, right? And if you don't have plans, maybe you're going to treat yourself to an elegant dinner, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you're going to pamper yourself. Light some candles. Have a good bath on Christmas night, maybe by yourself. Whatever you decide to do, we just
Jingle
hope
those bells.
We just hope that you get the most of it.
Yeah,
right?
you don't have to do that.
Nobody has to be lonely on Christmas night, not even a Jack Reacher.
Not even Jack Reacher.
Wow.
Not even Jack Reacher. So, also, really quick, as we're going to make this kind of part of the housekeeping, we have received some gifts from several viewers, which has been...
It's pretty crazy.
It's
awesome.
Very accommodating and nice.
Which has been amazing.
You guys are too kind.
We have... I'm trying to think.
I've got one right here that I put on the tree.
What the heck?
Ricardo B gave us this.
Can I see that?
That's really nice. That's like a wooden cutout.
Check this out.
And it's got texture. It's layered.
It's the nicest ornament I've ever seen.
Yeah, Ricardo B sent that. And he sent me a second hat, Master Shine
The one
hat.
that got thrown away.
The one that got thrown away. He sent me a new one. He didn't need to do that, but he added this in with that package.
Dude, that's
really
super
nice.
cool
Ricardo,
ornament.
thank you, man. This is awesome. That's perfect.
We will cherish that. It's on our tree. And
going on the tree.
We received a fruit charcuterie board. Was that also from Ricardo B?
The chooch board.
So here's what happened. I was gone on Friday. That's when all these presents arrived,
Yeah, a lot
right?
of stuff arrived.
Levi was gone on Friday, right? And so what happens, we had all this stuff
So
arrive.
this is where I get thrown under the bus.
And then Dane gets thrown under the bus because we go, Dane, who's all this from? And he goes, I don't know.
Brian dropped them off. The boxes, he took the boxes back with him. I did not
Mine
catch
came in a box.
who dropped the stuff off. So when I saw things like, there were a variety of
Our
different
friends
things,
at
some
Color
food
Lock
items.
sent us a whole number
Color
of
Lock sent some
calendars,
stuff,
German
yes.
calendars.
Okay.
But I know we got some special treats around
have
the
some special
corner
treats
here
over
that
here.
were delivered, and I apologize. Please, if you're in the comments or you know who in the comments dropped off the sumo, please
God
remind
bless you.
us because you are a saint.
Do
Thank you so much.
So do you know, as a Portuguese man, right?
This guy,
As a 34-year-old
Taking you a lot to not eat
Portuguese
these
man,
drinkies.
seeing these tall boys of sumo is insane. Like, I can't believe they've existed in this office for this long, and for them not to be drank. I am infatuated with. I don't drink a lot of soda, but sumos are like.
You drink a fair amount of soda.
This is it. Well, just to give you guys an idea here, right? So in one cup of this, there's only 30 calories, right? Which is not
bad.
It's not that bad,
Yeah,
right?
not bad.
And it's from Portugal.
Yeah,
Made in
it
Portugal.
even says.
yeah,
Product of Portugal. No, it's so good.
It's very
if you guys have never
festive
experienced a
on the
sumo,
side.
it's a very lightly carbonated
Like
beverage.
it's a
there's-
fruit soda.
There's like real. I think there's real fruit juice in it. I think something like that.
Oh, there should be.
But I've been drinking these since I was literally, I don't know,
You're a little kid.
1,
Yeah.
2, whenever my dad first started giving them
Did you
to me.
have you gotten your daughter on them yet?
She's not tried a sumo yet, so I'm very
I'm gonna
excited
take one
for.
of these home.
I might have
Okay.
to. So really quick, we're gonna pour one of these bad boys out. We're gonna probably open up this passion fruit, but
Yeah,
please,
share it amongst the
if
crew.
you sent these to us, we have to
Yeah,
know.
you
Speak
need
up
to
or
message
forever hold
to
your
us
peace.
because this is some serious.
Yeah.
It's electrical tape. You got to take it off.
Tape. Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they sealed it up
They
real
wanted
good
to make
for
sure
transport.
nothing got out, so I
So-
really appreciate that.
While
extra
I
level of
open this
detail.
and crack this open, Dane is going to give you a rundown of a new segment that we are doing here, kind of on the show
Yes.
that we had some success with last week.
So I had a hunch that coming to the podcast, as much as our core audience may love us talking about our weekends, I
Yeah.
felt like we could do more. We could do a little better for the audience who are the detailers. I didn't want to make it a Q&A because that's what Thursdays are for. But what I did want to have was just a segment where, remember where they used to joke like, what do? Talk about towels for an hour on the podcast?
Yeah.
It's like, no, actually, we don't do that. But you know what? We should talk about them for maybe like 10 or 15 minutes. What do you
Okay.
think? So I'm thinking, ever since last week, we introduced a new segment where we surf around our website or other detailing websites, and we kind of throw together like a hypothetical package for a hypothetical person. Just kind of imagine the sort of person who needs
Try to
certain
crack that
products,
bad
and we
boy.
try and create a kit for them based on some things. I think that could be fun while he's just falling in love over here with a
He's
sumo.
enjoying this.
So if we could pull up the Rag Company website, I'd like to take a look and see what's popping on the front page.
So what a lot of people didn't realize is
Yes.
we've got some new products, and I'm hoping you guys understand. When we mean new, these are brand new. So
Yes.
obviously the first one, Rip and Rag. If you haven't jumped on
the
this,
same things that we did last week.
I don't
You know
know.
what, though?
I'm just
There's
literally
always new
saying.
people popping in, so it's okay.
Rip and Rags, tearaway microfiber towels. I've been jokingly referring them as tearable microfibers.
They're terrible.
But they are a perforated microfiber that you can tear a sheet and utilize. And if you want, you can keep them, you can wash them, or you can toss them. They're that awesome. So we've got 30 and 80 counts. This is awesome. Now, I will say
Ricardo.
this. Folks have looked all over.
Thank you.
Okay, Ricardo.
Oh, it was
Thank you,
Ricardo.
Ricardo.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you
Ricardo.
so much.
Holy
Oh
cow.
my gosh, that's so
amazing.
So
Appreciate
kind.
It
of
makes me happy
innocent.
knowing we got to the bottom of it. I just never saw a name on the label, so I
Thank you
felt
for the
so
hat,
bad
dude.
not knowing
Holy
where
cow.
it came from. Thank you.
Is that what do you think?
That's great. That's actually really good.
No, it's so good. It's ridiculous. It's like so. I have three.
Oh my
like,
God.
punch.
I know. I have three.
I haven't had that passion fruit one. That's
It's like a
wow.
punch.
Maybe-
it's like
wow.
a Christmas.
Yes.
Like a punch at a party. You can fill a bowl of this stuff up with it.
Yes.
You know,
Well, no,
and
so-
enjoy it because it's kind of carbonated. It's like what parents
Yeah.
like. When you ever go to those dances where they pour like orange
punch,
juice
yeah,
and then
punch,
like
yeah.
some Sprite
Yeah.
or something?
Yeah.
That's what this tastes like.
It does, but in the best way.
Nothing was better than going to like a Portuguese fest, right? When I was in California, right? And you go there, and like you go down to the it's called the soup kitchen, right?
Yeah,
So at the
okay.
bottom of every one of these, like either churches or like like I don't know how you.
It's like a hall.
It's a hall, right?
Yeah,
There's
sure.
always a basement of these
Right.
halls,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Where there would be they'd serve it's called sopa. It's like it's essentially it's like a meat and bread stew. It's like a soup, but with just bread in it, and it's soggy, right? But it's good.
Okay.
And so they would do that, or they would do like an octopus stew or things like that. But you'd go over to a side where they had the drinks and whatnot. You would be lucky to see a giant cooler. I'm talking the biggest cooler you'll ever see in your life. It's actually a trough, is what it was.
Yeah, no, we had the. I know exactly what you're
because there's a lot
talking
of
about.
Portuguese farmers.
Yeah, because I went to a
and
lot of Catholic school dances and parties,
they had
and that's what we
trough
bring.
with
yeah.
ice in it.
Yeah, you bring a trough,
and
fill it with
sumos
ice,
in it,
and a lot
right?
of sodas.
Yeah.
So then you just go and grab as many
Yeah,
sumos as you
okay.
want. And then if there was a fancy festa, then they would have Orangina, right?
Oh,
that-
Orangina,
and
yes.
that's
We bring
like,
that level up.
and I go, I'm like, which import shop around here, right?
Where'd you get
donated
that?
these because this is an expensive
Should we see about
thing.
seeing if we get some more
Yes.
Regina for TRC?
It probably should. So, anyways, so sorry to throw us off track.
No, of course.
Here.
This was
we
necessary,
want to
though,
bring
too.
it back on. Ricardo B, thank you very much. We
Yes,
appreciate
thank
it.
you.
So, back to the website.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
Levi was saying here, so the Rip and Rags now being available. We are forecasting that we are going to sell out this month.
Yeah.
Just in full transparency, and we won't.
We're
be
working on more.
receiving
Don't worry.
Our next
Yeah.
order probably until February. So, what I'm trying to say here is that if you've been wanting to get your order in, you really do need to get it in.
Yeah.
Whether it's for a Christmas gift or for just yourself, because once they're sold out, they're going to be sold out for roughly about a month and a half.
And
Yeah.
as a backup plan, if you cannot locate it on our website, say we're sold out, we have distributors.
lot
Be
of
sure to check
distributors
with
have
them
those.
too. If you go to our website at theradcompany.com, we do have a distributor page where we can find you whoever's closest to
Yeah,
you.
and here's the big thing: a lot of folks, you've probably gone to Walmart and you've seen a tear-away microfiber. You've seen our friends at Autofiber create theirs. You've maybe seen Sky's the Limit create theirs. Adams Polishes created one. There's a number of these tear-away microfibers.
Yeah.
Ours is the only 70-30 blend
That's
on
right.
the market.
That's what makes it special.
That's the biggest thing. So realize next time you guys are there, Walmart or just wandering around on some websites, check and see what the blend of those microfibers are. They are 80-20, or in the case of Walmart, they're an 87-13. So remember, the more polyamide in the towel, the more absorbent they're going to be. So
Yes.
that's the cool thing about the Rip and Rag, is that it is a very absorbent towel for that price.
Yeah,
So.
it's definitely special amongst the tearaway.
So what
towels.
all did you guys talk about last week? Because I wasn't here and I
So
just watched
we
the Q&A.
covered a lot of the Detail Factory products. We
Okay.
also covered
The new no soaks.
we covered the no soaks as well as the new applicators. So actually, no, we covered on the live. We covered the Detail Factory products, but we covered the IKs last week. So if we can scroll down here, Nick, we're going to go down.
Essentially,
Okay,
last
here we
week
go.
we did a holiday gift guide.
This is kind of where I wanted to leave off on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to cover just a handful here. So we have the new Diamond Wrap PPF and Vinyl Kit, which is now available. This thing is ready to rock and roll for all PPF and vinyl needs. This is going to be roughly an 18-month-long coating. I wouldn't be surprised if you're able to get a little bit more life out of it. But very easy to use. This was introduced this year because essentially Diamond ProTech, while a lot of the products like Diamond Body and DB36 can be used on vinyl and PPF as it is already flexible, this is actually going to have more flexibility to it, making it an even better option for those that are constantly installing wrap and PPF coatings. So check that out. $85 get you into this kit. Awesome value for the money.
Is there any weight for somebody who just installed PPF or vinyl to their vehicle? Do they have to wait at all before applying this?
No, just straight into it. It's not like paint work where you have to wait for time to off gas. So going back here, Nick, we're going to highlight another product here. So we talked about this on the live, but people are really curious about this. The Diamond, or not the Diamond Project, the Pro Grip Wheel Face Brush from Detail Factory in red
guy
here.
up there.
So I talked about this a little bit on the live. Essentially, the wheel face brush, the wheel face brush offerings that we currently have that are dedicated for something like that would be our green brush that we've had for many years, this brush right here, and then the curve ball if you want to choose to use that as it currently sits right now. This is an awesome brush. The bristles are not ultra soft, but they're not ultra stiff.
Yeah.
They're
very flexible.
They're right in the middle.
And they're a flag tip nylon.
They're a flag tip nylon. They are safe on most surfaces. Gloss black is something you're going to want to test out just because gloss black is very tough. But it's a very durable brush. I think just the overall construction is going to last you years and years. And then once you start breaking the brush in and actually start using it quite a bit, it will get softer with time.
I let it soak a couple times,
Let it soak. What I end up doing is just kind of rub it on my grit guard a little bit. Try to soften up the bristles a little bit just because, again, right out of the packaging, they are just slightly on the stiffer side. So 2 colors here that it comes in. Pick one up. If you don't have a wheel phrase brush, or if you don't have a brush for something like this, everybody needs one.
These are also great for, even though it's a longer bristle, you can still use these in most inner fender wells,
cowls,
engine
windshields,
bays,
all sorts of different things, right?
Lots of stuff.
So check that out. And then going back here, we're also going to highlight Halo V2. Ooh. So Halo V2 is going to also land in the PPF and wrap world there for a coating that's going to be extremely flexible but extremely durable. So Halo V2 now boasts more hydrophobic properties.
Yeah.
It's going to be
It's a little slicker.
It's a little slicker. Basically what they did is they said, hey, how can we get this up to the EXO standards of certain things without it making...
Because it's chemically a lot different.
Without making it EXO, because they needed to have the flexibility there. They needed to have it to where it's going to be able to go through not multiple, but like almost an infinite amount of heat cycles, right? Because you're going through heat and cold weather. That PPF is going to warm up in the summertime. It's going to
contract.
Expand and contract. So they needed to make it durable enough to do that. And the application, they say it's easier.
I will attest to this. I did a truck.
Yeah.
That we wrapped here, your cousin's truck.
Yeah.
And
F-150.
I did it literally half of the I did the passenger side in Diamond Protec wrap and PPF.
Yeah.
And I did the driver's side in Halo. I did the roof in Halo and the hood in Diamond Protec. So there wasn't like a straight 50-50.
Right.
But
panel by panel.
But panel by panel. And when I was finished, I had just members of the team that didn't know which side I had done literally walk out with a towel and feel the difference in the sides, because there was a difference.
Yeah.
Halo has a little more slickness on the surface.
Yeah.
I will say I felt that Diamond Protec was like the glass coating.
Mm-hmm.
Once it attaches to the vinyl, it almost absorbs completely into it.
Yeah.
Where Halo's a little more wet on the surface,
Stays
but
on the
both
surface.
super easy to install. And one thing I did like was the way Halo felt afterwards.
Sure.
And the vibrancy, it really brought a lot of that color out.
In terms of lifespan, is one going to
They're about
significantly outperform
they're
the other,
about
or are
the
they
same.
about
They're
the
both
same?
about the
Okay.
same. The difference is just in how you care for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, because I was going to they say it's easier. I felt the original Halo was really easy to apply. I never had one issue with
Very
the original
easy.
Halo. I mean, that includes all the oddball G-Technic coatings. The original Halo is easy to apply. Aero Coat was easy to apply.
Yeah, just wipe some off.
C1, right? One of the first original ceramic coatings. I still don't think it's a hard
It's
coating
stuck to
to
your
apply.
truck, which I don't think many things would.
There's a lot of things that are... So I personally think that Halo V2, to me, I didn't notice that much of a difference other than just they're both really easy to use. So, give it a shot if you're looking for a particular coating for wrapper vinyl and PPF.
And Kirby with an endorsement there. He used it himself and has enjoyed it for the last 2 years.
Yeah, no, the original Halo is awesome, so no issues there. All right, so the Ultra Air Blaster, let's go ahead and just cover that really quick. So if we can go back here, Nick. So this is not going to be on the new product page, I believe. Can we scroll up? Maybe we'll just search Blaster in the search bar.
That'll be the fast
We're just going to talk about this really quick.
Maybe answer details of me's question here while we wait.
Dane, that's what
that's what we're doing.
Yeah. No, I mean for the Blaster.
Well, no, Dane,
Well,
that's
you
what
said
I'm
while we
doing.
wait.
I'm doing that while we wait.
He's doing that
I'm
right
just
now.
getting him to do this, and then I'm going to answer that. Nick, that's good. Just use search Blaster. That's fine.
Or for that matter, Kirby's question about beanie caps.
No, you just click enter.
What's Kirby's question?
Kirby wanted to know how the beanies are holding up stock-wise. I think it should be okay.
looks
Is that
okay.
search bar working, Nick? If you just
think our
type in
internet
Blaster
broke.
and enter. Okay, it doesn't
That's
sound like it's
all
okay.
right.
Anyways, all right. That is kind of crazy. So Ultra Air products, you can You can search that. Anyway, okay, so the Ultra Air Blaster, that is something that I want to cover because this is crazy. We sold out in 3 hours of the stock that we had
That's
allotted for our website.
Yeah.
What ended up happening was we created this button on our product pages that allow you to be notified when a product comes back in stock, right?
Yeah.
And apparently it was like 260 something people hit that button when the product came back in stock. And like there's people that will like say they want to be notified, but like it doesn't like they're not going to actually buy it, right?
Were notified
Apparently like 260 people bought it in 3 hours, and something like that. It was something crazy. So here's
Is there any
here's
left
some good
on
news.
Amazon?
Nick, can we go to Amazon? This is taken.
Well, no, I feel bad for Nick because it's actually part of the TRC Ultra line, so there's a very good chance it pops up under Ultra rather than the other. The fact that we're navigating our own website there.
You're screaming.
So that's how it is.
Okay,
Anyway.
Nick, actually, well, I do want to pull up Amazon. Can we go to Amazon.com because this is going to go into my next segment here of
True.
talking about
Not that easy. He
Oh,
says.
He's working on it. So that's all right. But in the meantime, if you could talk about the blaster situation, just go right ahead.
So right now the blaster is available on Amazon.
It's available on Amazon. You can pick it up today.
Amazon.com, and as far as I'm aware, that will be available for. I mean, essentially until it's sold out. The next order is on its way.
Yeah.
What we did is we allotted a handful of them for the website, and then a lot for Amazon. So hopefully we're going to be able to stay in stock on Amazon longer than that on our website. So go ahead and
There
click
we
right there,
are.
Nick.
Yes.
Perfect. And here we go. So $41. Amazon.com. It is in stock.
Pick
it
it
is
up.
shipped and sold. What's it say right there? Yeah, it's sold by the Rag Company, and I believe it's being fulfilled by, it is being fulfilled by Amazon. So $41 gets you in the door there, and in stock, ready to rock and roll. And then we can actually go back, and we'll talk about the Ultra Air Blaster Plus, which is also in stock as well. This is going to be Prime 2 Day. So that's in stock, and then we'll go back one more time, and then we'll also note, we don't have to click on the products themselves, but the Ultra Spray Applicator also in stock on Amazon, and then the Ultra Engine Blaster also in stock on Amazon. So the full line of Ultra Air products is available and ready to rock and roll on Amazon. No issues there. But I believe on our website, we have just the Engine Blaster and spray applicator in stock there.
And I do notice it's nice. Amazon actually adds that little tab where it says arrives before Christmas. So at least they give you a little heads up in case you are
that works.
very big procrastinator and you're waiting to the last second, like some folks I know. But outside of that, I mostly just wanted us to talk about products for like 10, 15 minutes. Just get it out there, kind of talk about that, and make it a regular part of the show, and then we dip into our weekends. But that way, we give people a taste of some detailing-related stuff, and then we can talk about everything other than detailing. Anyway, moving along.
All right.
Very nice.
Let's start with Levi.
Levi,
He had an adventure.
I feel like we just got to address what's going on there with your outfit. And
You're not normally rocking that kind of hat, so there's clearly a message here.
Flat bill hat.
it's a kind of a flat bill hat. Then you have it's not a Dixon flannel. I don't know what that is.
No,
got a
it's
hood.
pretty standard. I mean, a flat bill and a flannel. That's what I always wear.
Yeah, but there's something different about.
This is more of a
There's
duck
like a
bill.
theme going on with the duck bill.
I just tried to adjust a little bit of my personality. This is just,
okay.
new year, new me kind of deal.
Well, we're not quite to the new year, so
like
you're
a
getting a
mousy
jump on
flannel. It's
things.
like a mantle.
Pretty excited. Had a great time.
Okay.
The happiest place on earth, Disneyland.
Oh, that makes sense.
Family
okay,
and kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I've been converted.
Well, so what I'm seeing is kind of
now-
a Disney adult theme.
I now pray
kind of
the
view.
House of Mouse.
You pray
His
the House
hat
of Mouse.
has a hat. Did you
So
notice that?
So
It's
have
two
we
hats
ever,
in one. It's a great deal.
did we ever discuss the Disney adults?
Yeah, no, we haven't. I will say this: my wife, big Disney fan.
Would you consider her a Disney adult?
She's a Disney adult.
Gotcha.
She's got it down. It's literally her favorite place in the world.
Okay.
And she goes
you
every
got, like,
year
the
with her
Potter
sister.
heads. You got
I
the
will know.
Disney
I watched a
adults, you got the-
documentary where the Disney adults, where it was kind of like a breakdown of childhood trauma is usually what causes some of the Disney adults.
It's just a lot of enjoyment. A lot of fun.
No trauma at all.
Yeah,
There's
no, I don't
nothing
think so.
Trauma related.
No. But I will say this: she has been wanting to get me over there.
Okay.
She's been wanting to see how I'd, you don't know. Maybe take somebody there. They react. They run screaming. They're excited, or they just don't care. I had an awesome time.
Okay.
I will say that right now.
Okay.
I had an awesome time when the three of us went to Disney World
Yes.
back in 2017. It was a great time. And ever since then, I've been telling my wife that, we're going to have some fun. This is going to be a great time. I want to do this. She didn't believe me.
Oh.
Yeah.
But took me in there and said, "You're riding every ride," because I paid for all of this.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "I am. Don't worry." I was loaded on Dramamine.
Oh, okay.
I did.
So you're good.
Everything but Space Mountain.
You can do Space Mountain.
I can't do
Of
Darkness.
all the that's like
Oh,
my
that's the
can't do
best.
Darkness.
This is the best
Oh,
ride.
man.
Me
Right
and,
here, but
me
I
and
can't-
Dane did it twice.
I know,
love
I
Space
We
can't-
did it
Mountain.
twice.
So I can't do Darkness because I can't.
Oh.
can't
like,
see where you're
You
going.
get
I
disoriented.
can't see where
or-
I'm going.
Is it G-forces plus darkness really messes with you? Or?
No, it's
You'd be a
just
horrible
just
astronaut.
Darkness. Yeah. So
Okay.
even I did Big
You'd hate
Thunder.
the movie Gravity.
I did Big Thunder. I've watched the movie Gravity. I'll take a little more.
Yes.
So I did Big Thunder 4 times with the kids. Great.
Uh-huh.
Rode the Matterhorn twice.
Nice.
But it's both of those, there's a bit of darkness.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's only at that darkness that my anxiety peaks. And that's when
okay.
my
The
my
Matterhorn's got a
minutiae, it's
tunnel
little-
or two, but they're not
It's-
quite as long.
So anyway,
Yeah.
didn't do that and didn't do the Incredicoaster because I can't do a loop-de-loop.
Okay.
It just hurts. I
right.
don't want to do that.
All right.
So, but I did
Compress your
everything
spine.
else that we did as a family, and it was
Yeah.
great. I had a blast. I even went on the Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout.
That is
Okay.
impressive.
I almost lost it. If we had done 2 more drops, I probably would have been dead because that
So
last
that's
drop, I
what
was like,
took-
oh, thank goodness.
That's what took Tower of Terror's place,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
That's where it's one of those. If you ever want an affordable prostate examination, that's where you go, right? Because when that drops, you know where things
You
are.
feel everything.
You feel everything. I don't know if I can say that on here, but I did.
But no,
Totally.
it was great. But we had a blast. Kids loved it. The fun thing was Augie was asked by one of his nurses or counselors at school yesterday, "What was your favorite thing about Disneyland?" And he said, "The whole family being together." And I
That
thought-
is nice. That
I,
is
I
sweet.
said, "Wow, I can't believe he said that. That's so good."
How much did you pay your
Yeah.
kid to say that? Come
Yeah.
on.
So
but-
did you end up going on? So one of my favorite rides.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
Disney related. With all the things. One of my favorite rides is without doubt the Pirates of the Caribbean.
I
Right.
did go on Pirates of the Caribbean.
And I think there's just something about
Went on
that
it,
that
3 times.
that first drop, and it's the smells, right?
Yeah.
It's the smells. Did you enjoy Pirates of the Caribbean? Did you experience anything different with going there? I mean, or were you dressed up kind of like a Disney adult the entire time?
I was good. I worked
Oh
quite well while I was
my
there.
God!
I had no problems at
He's a Tampa
at
Bay
there.
fan. Look at those Buccaneers.
It was a wonderful time. So much so that on the second morning
Yeah.
we rope dropped Indiana Jones.
Okay.
Oh.
Me and Carly and the kids did that.
Okay.
Then Carly ran to go get us some churros. I took the kids.
I'm excited about the
I took the
churros.
kids over to Pirates of the Caribbean. Or no, she went and got us not churros. She got us the breakfast chimichangas.
That Dane loves chimichangas.
Chimichangas.
The breakfast chimichangas change your life.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
Carly went to go get in line for those. I took the kids and we walked over to Pirates of the Caribbean. There was no line. We literally walked
That's
right in,
amazing.
walked on, and hopped on the boat first thing in the morning.
Whoa.
Did a nice breakfast. Pirates of the Caribbean came out. Carly was waiting for us with the chimichangas. It's delightful. It was really
Lovely.
good. So
Wow.
had a great time. We had a blast. We did 2 days at Disney, and then the last day we did at California Adventure. I cried
Oh.
walking into Galaxy's Edge, Batu,
Yeah.
a new Star Wars land, to the point that Augie said out loud to everybody on the ride, "Are you crying?
Wow.
You're crying,
Leave it
Dad."
to a kid to point out the.
He gave me a big hug.
Yeah.
I thought it was sweet of him, but he said it
Emotional.
very loudly
Yeah.
out there while I was trying to, keep it in.
Hey, Dad, adult.
Yeah.
Are you
So,
crying?
I will say it was amazing.
Yeah.
Truly amazing
Oh.
to be there, to the point that, I'm already planning
Another
like
trip.
Carly and I are planning next year's trip. Like we're already like in the groove and going, all right, we need this much more money next year for this.
Yeah.
We need to do this. We need to change some things. Like, so
Hence.
super fun, super exciting. But I had a blast. Like my kids did so well. We walked about 14 miles a day for those 3 days. They kept up with Carly and
What
I.
kind of shoes were you wearing?
Carly and I were rocking the Brooks Ghost Maxes, and a big
thank
thanks to
God.
our friends at Brooks Running for keeping us on our toes for those 14 miles a day.
I can.
3 days.
I wouldn't
Like,
be able to do a trip like that without my Auroras.
You couldn't. You couldn't.
No.
It was because
I need to be
Brooks.
floating.
The best part, standing in line with other folks, looking down, seeing their
Brooks?
Brooks,
Yeah.
and them looking at me, seeing my Brooks, and giving me that.
They
little,
know it's like
The
it's
knowing
just a
nod.
It's that
Yeah.
nod. I know.
Yeah.
I've seen it before.
And then I'd see people in like Chucks or Vans and going,
They're hating their life. Yeah.
No, you don't know what you did. I
So-
saw a dude wearing like he had like Vans slip-ons, and he was trying to do the whole experience with his girlfriend, but she was like had like comfortable shoes on and stuff, and I was like, he doesn't know. He's just showed up. He doesn't know what's in store for him.
Yeah. So what's funny is I might be going to Disneyland here in January. I think that's the plan.
Yeah.
Like a 2-day trip or whatever it is, 3-day trip. So I might be experiencing the same thing. I will be going with my daughter, right, and my wife and my father-in-law. So it'll be a different trip for me.
Right.
But with 3 adults there, that means 2 adults get to experience a lot of fun.
Yeah.
While
While
one of
one
them
has to wait.
just watches our daughter.
Hopefully
So
it's your father.
it'll probably be me watching my daughter while my wife and her dad get to go and enjoy
like,
the
"This is
park.
great."
Dad, this is awesome. You know, like, I love you. And I'm like, what the heck? I'm like,
Look at him
You're
go.
like, I didn't go on any of the
I
rides.
didn't go on any of the rides.
I was
no, it'll probably be mostly me and Katie going on the rides. But one thing I want to point out that I don't know if anybody else had this VHS as a child.
Had quite a
There
few.
was a Disneyland VHS tape, right?
Okay.
This would have been mid 1990s, maybe probably 1995, 1994, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
And it was essentially like a day at Disney where this VHS there'd be sing-alongs, right? Like there'd be like little things on the screen where you can sing along, but then it would take you to certain parts of the theme park, and it would go to like the Haunted Mansion, and then it would do like this spooky Haunted Mansion thing where the people are dancing out in front
Singing
of
the
the Haunted
Grim
Mansion,
Grinning Ghosts,
and
and-
then they would
Yeah.
they'd sing the ghost song, then they would go to the bears, they'd go do all the
Country
bear
Bear
ride,
Jamboree.
all that. So
They probably still have it on the Disney
I don't
Channel.
know if anybody remembers that.
Probably
but
still on
It
there.
was a
It's on YouTube
It was
somewhere.
a
I
VHS.
guarantee it.
But
Yeah.
it was one of my favorite things that me and my sister watched all the time because it was like this cool. It kind of brought you along for
Berto
this.
says 92,
Yeah,
so he
Berto
must
knows.
know.
I don't know if Roberta's. Maybe we're talking about the same thing. So there's a scene where it was like starting off the morning, and it was showing the kids eating. There's a lot of food ads, right? Of
Right.
showing all the different food you can
Yeah.
eat, right? Whether it's at Pirates of the Caribbean and all these different places, and I would be like, my mouth would be watering, right? Because there was this one scene where like the kids are eating breakfast at Disneyland, and I go, you can eat breakfast at Disneyland, right? They had pancakes, waffles, and like they were eating all these.
So
sweet
first time I went to
things.
Disney,
my
like
goodness.
when I was 15, we had a breakfast at Disney, and they were making Mickey pancakes.
Yeah.
And the guy was
whipped cream.
The
and, like,
guy
there's,
was like,
there's,
he had a machine, and he was like, bup, 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 bup. And I remember watching it and going, the precision of each one of those
Probably has to be
drops,
very precise.
and the way he did it, I was
Before he
like,
gets
those are all
fired.
perfect. And then he came back and he flipped each one, and every single one was the perfect golden color
Muscle
all the way
memory.
across. And I was like,
pro.
this is an art, and then as I got older, I realized like in Japan, there's a mastery level that hits for like sushi chefs
Oh, sure.
and like artisans, and like all these people get into this level of like craftsmanship. And I was like, all of a sudden it clicked for me, that guy, pancake craftsman.
You're not thinking about it. You're
Yeah.
just
True
doing it
master.
because your whole body is just functionally
Yeah.
designed to be able
what
to
I guess
do
I'm
that
trying to get
skill.
to is that part was always very, I was
Intriguing to you,
intriguing to me, like all the sweets, because when you're walking through Disneyland, you do get those smell of sweets every once in a while, and you go, oh, that smells good, whatever that is,
Yeah.
right? It's some type of baked good and or fried
Yeah.
good that just
Yeah.
smells incredible. What I want to know is how much would that realistically cost to go have breakfast there, right? At a sit down.
It's about $50 a lunch for 4.
50. So at a sit down. So if I went to one of those like cafe,
50 to $60.
fancy themed
that sounds
areas.
so
That doesn't matter if you're sitting at a restaurant or you're eating at a cart.
Okay.
It's about
That's where
it's about
starts
$50 a
seeing
meal every time. You
$50
sit down to
a
eat.
meal.
Every time. No,
for-
$50 period. So for the
Okay.
4 of us, if we wanted 4 churros,
Yeah.
it was about $6 a churro, and if we got a
Yeah.
drink with the churro, the drink was $5.
Because I was just
So-
thinking my Express Cafe visits
So you're
are
thinking
about that much for 2.
So,
I
but
was
you're
like,
thinking, well, not too bad. But when you sit down at some of the restaurants,
Yeah, I'm saying
some of the
like the ones where Mickey's gonna walk
So,
up to you
yeah,
while you're
so
eating
some of those,
pancakes.
Some of those can be $20 a plate or
Okay.
$25 a plate. Some of them are even higher depending on the restaurant that you go to. But most of the restaurants around there, it's like corn dogs, things like that, are all about $12.
It's not a restaurant. So I want to distinguish.
No, we went to a restaurant, got
Okay.
food, ordered the food,
Yes.
picked out what we wanted, sat down to eat it at their outdoor part of their cafe.
Gotcha,
But we were
okay.
still getting corn dogs
Okay.
and French
Okay.
fries. We were still getting stuff.
How much to go and eat at the? I want to straight up. How much is it to eat at the
So
Pirates
here's
of the
what
Caribbean?
here's what I got.
I want to eat
At
in
the
the
Blue
Pirates of the
Bayou.
Caribbean. Yeah, how much is it?
First, you need a reservation.
Okay. How long? How far? It
Probably should make it now if you want to go on your January
that
trip.
far in advance. Holy crap!
Download the Disneyland app.
I
This is
I
just a big ad
refuse.
for
So
I
so
refuse to
here's something.
download the
Here's
app.
something.
Won't do that.
You're gonna need to.
Guess
The
what?
whole
Real
the whole
Disney
park
adult.
runs on
I
it.
don't want to live my
The-
life like
the-
that.
So here's another thing. Joey Belinsky just went through it for us.
Ooh.
okay.
He just redid the Disneyland app, making sure there's no bugs.
Oh.
Texted me before we left, said, just got done running through the Disneyland app, making all the fixes for you.
Gotcha.
So to be ready and smooth sailing for your trip. And I said,
This is ridiculous.
This is the power of the Rag Company podcast.
no, it's not.
is what this
It's
is.
not. It's literally
I got
luck.
a reacher-sized
Oh,
gentleman
man.
taking
Yeah.
care of the Disneyland app for me before my trip.
How thoughtful.
So it was. So Carly and I did it as best we could to try and watch what we needed to eat. So like we ate dinner at the Carnation Cafe one night.
Yeah.
Carly and I got a Monte Cristo. Do you know what that is? It's a deep fried.
I mean, I know
sandwich,
what a Monte
ham
Cristo
and
is. They
cheese
serve them
sandwich.
over at
Yeah.
West Side Drive-In.
So we had one of those. We split one.
Yeah.
Carly and I, it's $25 for the Monte
They're
Cristo
delicious.
sandwich. So we split that, and then I got a bowl of gumbo,
Oh,
sausage
I love
gumbo.
That. This is at the Carnation,
Carnation
Cafe,
Cafe.
not the Blue Bayou.
No, it's right next to Tiana's place.
I don't know what that is.
It's right in that same New Orleans Square.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, like to the left, you could see the where I was sitting. You could see Haunted Mansion.
Okay.
So we were sitting there. So I got a bowl of gumbo. That was $9. Hadley and Augie got their kids' meals. It was about $12 a piece, and then we got our drinks. So you add that up, it was like,
Yeah.
all right, that was a pretty expensive dinner for us, but it was a delicious dinner. So Carly and I looked at it and said, more food, because we didn't eat as much as we wanted more snacks. We wanted
Sure.
more, like we didn't get we got ice cream on the last day. We didn't have the ice cream sandwich. Like there was a lot of stuff we could have done
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
every day, but we didn't.
Crisscross here is saying, I went one day to Disneyland and my food budget for 2 was $300.
Yeah, I could see that.
But then follows up with, but I can also get in for free. So there's a balance to the
So,
force.
but I guess I want to know. So, going to eat at like something like the Blue Bayou,
Yeah.
that's what 150.
That's
200,
about.
three-
It's probably
200
about
bucks.
4. We can look on it after the podcast and see, but it's about $30 to $40 to $50 a plate.
Gotcha. Because as a kid, right?
Yeah.
As a kid who, when I went to Disneyland, I was usually being dragged around by my Portuguese father, right?
Yeah.
Who would usually just be yelling at me and my siblings, right? That we weren't moving fast enough, right? Or we needed to go faster, right? In one area, but usually he was yelling in Portuguese, right? So the problem is that we would always point out these places that I would like to go. Like, hey, could we eat here? Or could we stop here? And he said, no, we don't have time for that, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
So we usually, the trip was never about us, right? It was about him.
Yeah.
And so I never really got to experience Disneyland on my own time,
Yeah.
actually, until we went to Disney World.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow.
With your sister.
With my sister, who said, hey, you do whatever you want to do. You're not with our father
Yeah.
right now. And I said,
What
you're
freedom that
absolutely
is."
right. It was the first time I ever experienced Disney and actually got to enjoy it, right?
Yeah.
All other times was just usually being yelled at in Portuguese. So like this, it was a game changing thing for me. So to be able to go this January, I'm looking forward to that.
It was great. So we landed on Sunday afternoon. Kids did great on the flight. We took a Southwest flight over. Checked into the hotel. Went over to the Walgreens. Grabbed some items, sodas, snacks, stuff for breakfast.
Yeah.
Then we went to a delicious Mexican restaurant right next to the hotel.
Nice.
And it's like a hole in the wall, like at El Faro.
Oh, nice.
It was perfect. And then went to bed early. It was funny. We were like going to bed by like 8 o'clock.
Whoa.
Because we woke up that morning at 5:30.
Ready to
Rope dropped. Got in the gate at 7 a.m.
Oof.
Got in line. Waited for the actual park to open at 8 o'clock. So we were standing by the statue, getting ready to walk into Frontierland so that we could make a beeline for Galaxy's Edge so we could do what Carly calls a rope drop and ride Rise of the Resistance, the new Star Wars ride. So we
Is the
rode
rope
that.
drop explaining?
Is
like
that
when you get
ride
to the front of the
actually a
line, they drop
ride,
the
or
rope
is
and
it
walk
like-
in? Or?
It's literally like you go up, like so you walk in the park, so you scan in, then you run and hustle to get to the front of the different worlds.
Yeah.
Because they have them roped off.
No, that's
then
what
they
I was
drop-
saying.
yeah,
so you
so
want to
then
be
they
front of
drop
line.
them.
So when they drop
So
the
then
rope,
you
you're first
hustle
in. Yeah.
to get to the ride first.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
crap. I was
That
gonna
way you can
ask
get in line.
Did the Fast Pass, is that still a thing?
Yeah, so Fast Passes are a thing, but they're called Genie Plus. And you have to
Stupid.
pay Genie Plus.
Stupid name.
It's contentified. Everything is
content,
this
yeah.
plus.
It's a genie.
Ridiculous
from
what
Aladdin.
they're doing to make a buck. Okay, so
Does
it's
that
a
Will Smith's
$30.
face on
It's
it?
like a $30 extra. I think Carly can
Per
can say
day.
it, added to your ticket price.
but does it work? Does it
Yeah.
get you in
So
fast?
well, no, you schedule rides with it. So you can see what the time is. So you can go, ooh, we want to do Rise of the Resistance, but Pirates of the Caribbean's 5 minutes.
I just want to cut in front of the kids. How do I do that?
That's
Hey,
you
kid,
still
move it.
have it. So here's what you do: you go. Well, let's go ride Pirates of the Caribbean because there's a 5-minute ride. I'm going to schedule Rise of the Resistance in the next 30 minutes, so we can enter. And then they have 3 lanes. They have standby, which is just wait in line, hop in line, and it'll tell you the time.
Yeah.
Then they have Lightning Lane, which is your Fast Pass or your Genie. You go up and you scan, you run your ticket through it off your phone.
Oh, God.
So you bring it
have
up
to use your
there.
phone. Yeah.
Then they have Single Rider. So if you're just going by yourself, you can get on that. So they split it up. So the Lightning Lane is a much shorter line.
Sure, of course.
So we had Augie's disability pass for his diabetes, which basically acted like
A fast
pass. So we were able to do that, but it wasn't available for all rides at all times. So they would let us know which ones were available, and that's when Carly was like, "Holy cow, this one's available. Let's use it. Let's use it." But you can't book one until you use it.
Okay.
So it kind of keeps you from booking like 3 different rides. Like,
they don't,
all right, we
they
got
don't want you
scheduled.
hoarding it. So yeah,
so-
that makes sense.
So once you
get
use it,
that.
then you can schedule the next ride. So that's like, as soon as you scan for, let's say you knock out Pirates and you've scheduled Rise of the Resistance, so you make your walk over, you scan Rise of the Resistance. While you're in line, you go to scan you go set up the next ride.
Yeah.
So when you get off, you can go, all right, we got like 30 minutes. Do you want to get a frozen banana like Joey Belinsky and wander around?
Yeah.
We
Or
have 2.
2 frozen bananas.
Sometimes I think about dipping a frozen banana into a Dole Whip and then eating it.
That's a great idea too.
Like I would dip it in there, cover it in the Dole Whip, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just
So
let
Joey
the Dole Whip
Belinsky,
off.
big top.
Great.
Like, did you see this? Bring an extra battery pack for your phone between
That's
photos
good
and how much you need
advice.
to interact with it. Your battery will shop before lunch. So I packed 5 battery packs
Wow.
because
You came prepared.
we were set to go, but I also had Augie's pump.
So, you had
So I needed to have
battery
a backup
banks.
for that,
Yeah.
and I needed them for our phones. So that worked out really well. So I have a charger like what you have.
Yeah, so his
and
pump
that
works
worked
off
really
of
well.
USB charging if
Yeah.
you want. Oh, cool. Okay.
Well, that's how it works. Micro USB.
Right.
But so we brought lots of stuff. But one of the cool things, I didn't realize this till we got there, they allow food and snacks. So if you're bringing a stroller, you can load that up. So it was kind of funny to see people like with snacks and stuff.
That's
and
absolutely, what my father-in-law will do, right?
Yeah.
My father-in-law, right? He's very good with money, but I think he became very good with money because he's frugal in certain areas, right? Like he he does half his grocery
Maybe
shopping
like-
at the dollar store, right? So like he's the kind of guy that would walk into Disney World, right,
With a bunch of dollar store
with like a
snacks.
bunch of dollar store snacks, or just like a Ziploc baggie in his pocket full of like cashews.
Yeah.
and be like, "Here, do you want some?" And I put my
Care for
hand
a
in it,
pocket
and they'd
cashew?
be warm. And I'd be like,
really
well,
warm.
Yeah.
These cashews are warm. Well, they're in my pocket. I have any, but they're in a bag, so
Yeah.
don't worry, they're clean.
But yeah,
Insulated.
so
Pocket
so that was
cashews.
Monday we did that, and that was a great day. Monday we had a blast. Then
Yeah.
went back home, went to bed, but we did 14 hours at Disney.
Yeah.
Like that was a long day for the kids. We were out of the park by almost 9:00.
Okay.
And then walked back to our hotel, which was just across the street. So
They do a fireworks show at all at
they
the end
did,
of the
yeah.
day? And,
Then Tuesday night, we didn't stay for the fireworks. Tuesday night, we stayed longer. We stayed for the fireworks and
Okay.
caught them on the end as we walked out.
Nice.
But the kids were sad because they realized it was their last night
It's
at
over.
Disney. Tuesday was the morning we did Indiana Jones and did that. And then Wednesday was our day to do California Adventure.
Okay.
So checked out Cars Land, checked out Avengers Campus, checked out San Francisco from Big Hero
Yeah,
6.
Big Hero 6.
And then the Pixar Pier and wander around and do that. Realistically, if we were to redo it, we'd probably do Disneyland, do a park hopper pass where we can go back and forth
Yeah, that
between the
makes sense.
two on the second day, and then finish out Disneyland on the third day. Just so
Sure.
because there's so much to do and so many rides and so much stuff, and like we didn't hit all the rides that we wanted to hit, but I wanted to go on the train around the whole park.
Yeah.
We couldn't ever get in line
Didn't
for
manage
that.
to get
Really?
that.
You want
Okay.
that's kind of
I went on that ride when
It's
I
a
was
wasteful
like, I
ride.
went on it when I was like 15.
yeah, it's long too.
But I thought
Yeah,
it was
it's
cool,
long.
but I wanted to check it out again because
Yeah.
I wanted to see how it changed. Like I wanted to go around and see because I liked seeing it the way it is just structurally seeing the park.
Yeah.
So we didn't get to do that. But Autopia a couple times with the kids,
Nice.
with the cars. That was fun, driving little cars around. We had a blast, honestly. The Cars Land, I've lost it, started crying again at that. It was insane.
Was it like Radiator Springs or
You know,
something?
it's full on Radiator Dane. It's a completely immersive Radiator
Oh,
Springs.
that's great.
Like it is scary because I've watched that movie Cars with my kids 1,000 times,
Ka-chow.
and that was my morning with the kids, like hanging out, like feedings, doing that stuff or like midnight, like feeding, and I'm just gonna put Cars on while you do this, and so it was a lot for me.
Yeah.
Because that was like my part of like raising the kids was
Sure.
was watching Cars with them, and so to be there in person, like the same thing. Augie's like, "Are you crying?" like, yeah, dude, I am. Like,
You'll get it when you're older.
yeah, you don't understand. This is very emotional for me. But then just spending time with Carly at Batuu and Star Wars Land, like that was so much fun, and probably the highlight of my whole trip
That's
was
fun.
just doing that with her, because that has been one of the things that we really enjoy together and something we could do with the kids. And to see them just as excited for stuff in that land as we were,
Yeah.
as like just going, holy crap, we need to do this. Like that, spending the evenings with her, like we literally let the kids go on the Millennium Falcon ride by themselves a couple
Yeah.
times. And we just sat on a bench and hung out and like looked at the Millennium Falcon at night.
That's fun.
Like just, it was nice.
Well,
you
they're
know?
so well built and everything. There's lots of
Oh,
details to pick
beautiful.
up on. It's really, really
Yeah.
nice.
So then last day, Thursday, we packed up. I went and rented a car from around the corner. Picked up the rental car, a little Toyota Corolla, loaded our suitcases and stuff, and then we went into L.A. and went to the museum of the Academy Motion Picture Museum.
Oh, cool.
Went and
Okay.
checked that new building out because that's brand new. It was good. I like seeing all that stuff, and so
Yeah.
does Carly. It was a
I'm
little
sure
pricey.
the kids were a
It was
little
they were
bored.
having a little harder time, but it was a little pricey for what we got. Like there wasn't a lot there,
Right.
but it was still really cool to see. They had costumes, they had all kinds of stuff, and then caught our flight back and landed in Boise by 10 o'clock. And my dad picked us up and drove the absolute slowest I have ever seen him drive
Yeah.
on the way home. He literally like, oh, I was supposed to get on the freeway back there. Oh well, I'll just go down Vista. And then I'm like, okay, you want to turn right up here? And he's like, well, I'm just going to go down through downtown. I'm like, why are you going down? Like, this is not the way to my house.
Just enjoying his time with you.
And he was doing
Yeah.
literally 20 miles an hour. And
Yeah,
Carly
maybe
Carly
Anthony's
was
right.
poking me, going, look at this.
Maybe he wanted to spend time with
20.
you. I don't know.
He's doing 20 the whole way home. So anyway, it was good. And then Friday, Augie slept for. I think he woke up about 9:30. Hadley and Carly went to work and school. Augie and I stayed home and just chilled out. Went and saw Carly for lunch on Friday and just had a good weekend. And then detailed the car this weekend. That was it.
Okay.
So,
Nice.
How about you
All right.
guys?
Wow. Okay.
Dane, hit us. What do you got?
Mine's pretty brief, but I had a nice little thing. Yeah, I know we're a little cut on time, but that's all right.
You got
So
30
my
minutes.
weekend started things off by on Friday evening, leaving work a little bit early because my aunt and her partner had set up a reservation at a place called Amano that's down in Caldwell.
The Alamo.
Amano.
Alamo. I've been to the Alamo, Dane.
Amano,
I've been to
not the
I've been
Alamo.
to the real Alamo.
This is a Mexican restaurant, but this is like an incredibly nice Mexican restaurant. It looks bougie, and it's one of those things where I didn't feel like underdressed going in, but it just the quality of everything was so elevated to what I'm like used to in a normal walk-in. But I don't go to a ton of like nice restaurants unless we're on like a specific mission to like go to a nice restaurant, have a good meeting with like a company or something like things like that. When it's just you, I like my kind of like down home, comfort food
Dane,
cooking.
Yeah, you're a Cracker Barrel.
You eat Express Cafe.
Cracker
Yeah, I
Barrel and
love it.
Express
So
Cafe. That's
in
all
this
Dane
case,
Hennon.
we went to this place called Amano, which has they received a James Beard Award, I believe, and they have a Michelin star rated chef. So it's pretty nice. But I guess it's directly connected to Boise has a restaurant called Kin, and then in Caldwell there's this place called Amano. Anyway, incredible.
So you went
Best
to Caldwell for that?
Well, yeah. So we went to Indian Creek where they have like all the lights and everything, all that stuff. And this restaurant is just built into one of the buildings around their ice skating rink in the middle, and all the lights and the fire breathing
So
dragon.
what would you say? Indian Creek. It's nice.
It is. Yeah.
Safe.
Sure.
Still Caldwell.
It's Caldwell, but some people got some opinions, and if you're there, it's very enjoyable. It just depends on what you want to do. So, but I would say
muggings every once in a while.
Yeah.
It is home of the
Okay, okay.
Caldwell Night Rodeo.
Yeah, Caldwell Night Road where the Cowboys the star.
Yeah.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
So anyway, incredibly good food. I mean,
Okay.
I'm talking next level. The best tacos I've ever had in my
Nice.
life. If these guys love El Faro and we all love tacos and beer.
El Faro's closed, Dane.
Tacos and beer, and I know, I'm just saying that so they
Oh,
feel sad
gotcha.
again. But in the case of like tacos and beer, which we all love down in Vegas, what would you rate that? Like
Tacos and beer is a 5.
it's a 5.
This last year
This last
was
one was
probably
kind of
the
a bummer.
worst we've had.
But no. Like the best one you
The
ever
best
had.
year of tacos and beer is
the
always
first
a
year,
10.
the second year,
So
it was like a
2019?
9.
Yeah.
It was like a 9, right?
So it was a high 8.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is these tacos.
There's been, we'll just say this, there's unlike anything in Boise to rival tacos and beer.
Right, yeah, no.
There hasn't been anything close in terms of menu scale, in terms
Because
of
like Tin Roof Tacos
customizability.
is pretty good.
The
but
only
it's not-
next closest is Hefe's in Denver
Hefe's is wonderful
when
too.
we went to there.
Okay, so I'm looking
Yeah.
just for perspective here. You got Hefe's in Boulder, and then you've got tacos and beer. Say those
Las
were
Vegas.
like a 9.
Let's say those are our high points.
Yeah, let's say those are like an
Yeah.
8 or a 9.
Can't say that they're a 9.
I'm saying like the best experience you
For
had there.
us.
I'm rating the best experience you had there.
Yeah.
Fell on
Right,
your scale
yeah.
like around an 8 or a
Yeah,
9.
right.
After having the carne asada tacos at Amano,
Okay.
I am prepared to say that those previously 8, 9 rated experiences are now 4s or 5s.
Oh.
That's how significantly
Yeah.
better it
See,
was having
I would say that too,
tacos
though.
at Amano.
That's what I would say with the new
Holy
place,
cow.
Barria.
Yes.
Or Barrio, I mean.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And having the new...
and you get the beta tacos
Getting the
or
beer
whatever. yeah.
tacos or just their regular tacos. Delightfully delicious.
Yeah.
And I feel the same way as like I would put them above that same
Sure.
rating system that you've created.
So I would say, regardless of what you may think or feel about Nampa, Caldwell, any of
Yeah.
that stuff, I will say, if I had a hankering for the best
tacos.
tacos, if somebody asked me where can I get the best tacos in the Treasure Valley, I would say
You go
to
Caldwell.
Amano. Go to Caldwell. Go to Amano. You will not regret it.
Fun-
it is
fact.
not cheap.
Fun fact, 20 years ago, that is the place you go to get tacos. Caldwell, Idaho.
Yeah, no, it is.
Sure.
You'd find them on the street corners.
So
Yeah.
for perspective,
And
how
they were
normally
decent.
The portion sizes at like kind of fancy restaurants can be a little awkward and small or whatever. These tacos are bigger than the tacos you get at Tacos and Beer, those kinds of places. They're more substantial.
Yeah.
But you're still paying $32 for a plate of 3 tacos, and that's it. There's no beans and rice. There's no anything else. It's just the tacos. So it's steep. It is steep. But I'm looking at it going, for once, I see very expensive food, and I look and go, I get it.
Yeah.
I understand it now. That was incredible. Their tortilla chips that they make for the restaurant, just all through the entire restaurant, they're only open for a handful of hours in the day, but people are making those tortilla chips by hand in the restaurant for a 24-hour process. Each round they're making, these tortilla chips.
Yeah.
They make them for the thing. They're not some like off-the-shelf thing they got somewhere. Everything there was just incredible. So I will shout it out from the rooftops. I know. Joey's freaking out. $32. Yeah, no, I looked at the menu. That's what it was.
That's a lot.
Granted, I did not foot the bill at the end of the night, but if I were, I would have to think long and hard about, is this going to be, and at the end, I can say, whatever it was worth it. And I would not say that lightly, but it was.
Wait for the next rag company outing
To Caldwell?
to Caldwell.
So apparently,
it doesn't happen
little,
often.
it's a little tricky to get in. You got to have a reservation. But other than that, it wasn't like, I didn't feel underdressed or anything. Like, you can walk in just like a relatively normal outfit.
You
and
didn't have to
not
wear a
feel
suit
out of
for
place.
$32 tacos.
No, you don't have to be wearing a suit or anything. But they put us like in this little back room kind of thing because it just happened to be there, and you felt like you're the Don in a mafia movie, just like hanging out.
Very
there. It was
nice.
very dope. The decor in there, insane. I fell in love with the place. So I wish it was closer. That's my only note. But other than that, crazy, just
Idaho
crazy.
money
It was
is
so good. Anyway, moving along from that. On Saturday, had to figure some things out. I was like, all right, what are we going to do today? Ended up Saturday was just kind of a get it done day. We decided, Liz and I, that we were going to do a Costco run. We were going to do a few things. And she posed the idea. Remember how we talked about, maybe you should go to Express Cafe instead of actually order
Scary
it.
thought.
So
but,
we thought,
needed.
we haven't sat in. I don't think we've ever sat in there like
Together?
as we've been together. We haven't
That's
sat
almost
in
you get together almost
at
a
Express
decade.
Cafe. So
You
all
haven't
this
sat
time
with
with
your woman.
Wait, hold on.
we always get
Express
takeout.
Cafe.
We always get takeout because we'd rather go home and watch a show together while eating kind
right.
of thing.
You've
And
You
that-
guys are
You've
legally married, all right?
Yeah.
Yet
you
you
never
have
crossed that
you
bridge.
have not gone to Express Cafe as a physical couple sitting in that place, but
Ever.
you've probably
Especially
spent,
when you lived around
but
the
you've
corner from
Probably
we
it.
did.
spent,
It was so long ago. I don't remember.
Dean,
We've been
you've
together for
spent
8 years.
Thousands.
So.
You spent thousands at Express Cafe.
He spent probably 5 Ford Ranger Sport Tracks.
For perspective, I've been going to
Express
that
Cafe.
place since 2011.
I know, that's what I'm
Since
saying.
I got a house that was right
Yeah.
down the street, that became my place.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But-
He spent at least 5 Ford
Yes.
Ranger Sport Tracks.
So this time, Liz asked, we're going to be doing a Costco run today. There's the one
Yeah.
in Meridian. What if we just, picked it up on our way home kind of thing? I was like, what if we do one better? What if instead of like having to take the food back because we have to hurry because Costco's in there and it's cold and it might warm up.
This conversation.
I'm throwing it out there. So that's what's happening.
What if we eat?
What if we
there?
actually went in, we ate in Express Cafe?
Dang, I mean, we would have to sit
And then,
down and
from
eat
there-
fresh food.
It's wonderful.
No seat warmers, no nothing.
Because I was telling her what a great experience I
Yeah.
had the last time I sat in because she was gone. And I was like, it'd be really fun if you came along. She's like, yeah, we could do that. So she was open to it. So we actually did that. And now she loved it so much. We had such a good experience. She wants to do it again. She wants to make it a regular thing.
Wow.
So anytime we got to go make our Costco run, chances are we're going to be stopping
right.
at Express Cafe and it's going to be on the way.
Congratulations.
So you're going to the
Dane.
So it's a nice
Meridian
little thing.
Costco.
That's the superior Costco.
Okay.
It is the
So
superior. It's nicer.
both Costco's are slightly different layout. I know this bores anybody watching, but it's enough.
I
It's
haven't
enough
gone
of
to
a
that
difference.
Costco yet, so
It is different. I find some products at one that I don't find at the other, so it's worth checking
Nice,
both once in
yeah.
a while if you got to make
Yeah.
regular runs to Costco. Anyway, that was lovely. I got my chicken fried steak again, wonderful, and she got an omelet. She got a really nice omelet. She goes, I know I'm an adult when I'm excited for veggies, and it was
Yeah.
one of those things like, all right, load it up. Really great time. All my favorite people working in the back were so excited to see us. They're like,
Yeah, because they're
"Oh,
like, holy crap, the king is
well,
back.
Well, they literally said,
The king brought his
King and
queen.
they
King
literally
brought the
said,
queen.
"Oh my God, it's so nice to meet you." Dane's been coming here for years. Like he's like been coming here for a decade plus.
Yeah, they all know you.
And yeah, no,
I can't believe I'm hearing
they literally
this.
told me, they're like, no, we know on the weekend it could be Saturday, it could be Sunday. We are always checking our
hear that
watches
drag
when it's
double.
around noon or 1 o'clock. We're like, all right, where's Dane? Is Dane coming in? And they basically said, they go, we love Dane because he treats us like humans.
Yeah.
And I was like, thank
Yeah.
you so much. Having worked a lot of retail, having worked food
impressive,
service,
Dane.
all
Good
those
work.
things, you learn to just be a better person when dealing
Yeah.
with folks in the service industry because it's hard.
Yeah.
It is. It's not fun. So I just want to say shout out to all my friends working food service and retail. I respect you. You know, you got to do your thing, and
Impressive.
not everybody gives you the time of day or even vague pleasantries. Like, it can be rough, so I get it. Anyway, that's essentially my weekend. Otherwise, we took an exercise bike that was upstairs, walked it down the stairs in a
that's a
very
lot, yeah.
difficult way to get it in that
Yeah.
hallway where you had to turn it, do a whole thing. Moving stuff around the house. My office is almost cleared out so that I can start decorating it now and build up my little streamer studio in there. That should be fun. Yeah, that was my
Nice.
weekend.
Dig it.
So
All
right.
anyway,
Heck yeah.
how about you, buddy?
Let's see. So, good news. Feeling back to my normal self
Good.
mentally,
Yeah.
which is great. Yeah, it was funny. So when I went to that doctor, I was like, hey, man, I'm feeling pretty crazy right now.
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, no, it's definitely those pills that you're on. And I go, what if but it was, thing is, I was feeling so crazy. I was like, well, what if it isn't?
Yeah.
What if I just feel like this now? Like, what if this is my new normal? He goes, no, it's definitely the pills. You got to get off those pills, and then you're going to get back to normal, right? So yeah, I finished that last steroid treatment, and my lungs are back to totally fine and feel great. And yeah, came off that stuff, and yeah, mental clarity is back, right? Feeling good, feeling confident. I'm remembering that I'm driving now, which is massive. That was
that's
good.
good. Yeah.
Is,
terrifying.
That's
You're
terrifying.
remembering where you are.
Is literally, I'd be driving and I'd be
Oh,
zone out and be
boy.
like, what am I doing right now? I'm like, oh my God, I'm driving a car. And I'm like, this is not good, right? So anyway, so that was good. And so I'm back to normal. And it was funny, like I had like a weird stomach bug last week. And that wasn't good. Very similar to like a Montezuma's Revenge kind of
Yeah.
thing, but like locally without
Cleared you out.
without going to Mexico.
Yeah.
And so by Friday, I was
How
like,
much weight did you
please.
lose? Did you
6
weigh
pounds.
yourself?
6
Oh,
pounds.
wow.
Oh my
So by Friday, I was
Sounds
like,
delightful.
I just want to feel good again, right? So
Yeah.
Friday, I started feeling pretty good by the end of the
Sure.
day. I was very happy about that. And I think Friday night was just kind of a chill night. I remember just kind of hanging out. I watched a couple different movies over the weekend. But I want to say it was on Friday. I ended up watching. Oh no, that's what I did. I moved some stuff around my office and tried to reorganize some stuff to make more focus around my racing simulator. So I want that to be like the main
Yeah, this
thing.
is, like so
A
when
focal
let's say I
piece.
go to your
A
house
focal
and I walk
point.
into the room,
Yeah.
my eyes are immediately
drawn to the racing
Yeah.
simulator. Yes, I want
And
that
not
to be
the other
a very
items.
apparent part of my life when
Right.
you walk into my office because
Prominent.
previously it was just kind of computer stuff and some random
Yeah.
like posters.
Hodgepodge.
Now you walk in there and you go, "This is a racing dungeon."
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
I got that going for me, which is pretty nice.
Have you built a pony wall yet?
No, not
That way
yet.
It's kind of like,
But
more like a
eventually,
separate-
Yeah.
well, it's going to be a
hidden.
box. It's going to be like a whole box system where you walk into the
What
box.
about like a hobbit hole?
Kind of like a
He's
hobbit
like a
hole.
Just put a wall up with a circle
It's
in
just
it.
gonna
and you have to
Just
go
cut a
in.
car into thirds and fit it in that
gonna be
room
some
and put
really
your rig
crappy
in there.
OSB that's like spray painted. You know what I mean?
Raise it
So
up, bring it through the
what is
window.
this wooden box? We got splinters all over. You know, it's uncomfortable to touch. But once you get in there, that's when you get the velvet lining or whatever
Yeah.
it is,
Oh, boy.
micro suede.
You got a bed in the back.
Yeah, that'll be nice.
Nice.
So Friday night was pretty chill. Then Saturday started my birthday, right?
Oh,
so
very nice. Happy birthday.
34, which is weird because 34, man. I know people watching this that are older than me might seem like 34 is still pretty young. 34 sounds different to me than 33 did, right? When I told people I was like, yeah, I'm 33. A couple of years to go until I'm 35. Not that big of a deal, right?
Correct.
34, you go, crap, dude. That's another year.
Yeah.
I'll be 35 years old, right? Mentally, it doesn't. I don't feel like.
How does it feel?
Because you know what this is? This is the age in your younger 30s. This is the age when I was in my 20s, right? Watching TV shows, sitcoms, things like that. I'm like, man, those guys, you know, they made it in life. They're older. They had an acting career.
Yeah.
You know, they've, you know, then I realized like they're only like 10 years older than me. Like they're in their 30s. Mm-hmm. It's very strange.
It is very strange, especially coming as an individual who's a decade older than you.
You are a decade older than me. I know, but that's the thing. When I was in my 20s and I got hired here, right? And I was looking at you, I'd be like, oh yeah, Levi's in his 30s, but he's not that much. He's not that much older. Yeah. He's still in his 30s. But it was weird because maybe it's just our relationship close, having a close relationship than me seeing people on TV.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
No, but I get that too. I literally said this to Carly last night. I go, because there's that new Marky Mark movie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The family plan.
And I was looking at the ad as it was going by, and I was like, how old's Marky Mark? And Carly goes, I don't know. He's a couple years older than you. And I go, is he or is he close to 50? Is he closer to 50 than mid-40s? And she goes, I don't know. Why? And I go, I'm just looking.
You feel like he's older than you.
I'm looking at the age of who the character he's playing. And I go, and his kids in this group are a teenager, another like preteen, and then a baby.
Right.
And I go, and he's supposedly married to Michelle Monaghan, she's probably late 40s as well.
Yeah.
So then I go, so was that baby a geriatric pregnancy? And then I go, and then in my head I'm like, I go, so how would I feel? And I look at it and I go, how would I feel if that was our life and we had to have those two kids in that age and then all of a sudden you have a baby, right? So, but then I go, how is he 50? And then I go, well, Tom Cruise is in his 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he still looks really good. Is it because of all those preservatives that are keeping everybody looking
Seems
so
like
sharp?
as
I don't
they
know.
age,
All
their
I'm saying
eyes
is
progressively squint more and their eyebrows start to disappear.
It's
That's
weird,
like the
but I understand that age thing. You're like, how are they?
Well, I'm now just making the correlation
or,
that certain people I've watched on shows or TV or whatever it is that like I look back and I go crap, dude, those guys are in their mid 30s, right? They may have it all figured out, or maybe like they're in the middle of their careers or whatever it is. I don't know. It's just a different way to just kind of put age into perspective. But for what it's worth, though, I mean, let's just be honest. The COVID years don't count.
No, I don't think so.
Like we could all subtract about 3 years from our age.
A 2 or 3 year period where it's just like just delete that from the memory. It never happened.
Realistically, I'm about 31. I just turned 32.
Mentally, you're about 31.
Mentally, I'm about there.
Physically, it
is weird. I'll say for my age, I'll be 44 in February. Is looking back and going, oh, and we were watching Dazed and Confused. Mm-hmm. And Carly goes, you want to hear something weird? And I go, what? She goes, Dazed and Confused came out. When it came out, it was only like 22 years from the time it actually had passed.
Yeah.
Oh, God,
like from when it actually released. It had only been 22 years for the time period, right? The back in time. She goes, that's like now doing something for like 2003. And I was like, that wasn't any time.
Yeah.
Because while technology and things have changed, when you think about like how things generally look, like there are cars, there are buildings, like the overall appearance of stuff at a really just basic glance doesn't look that different.
Doesn't look like it's changed in the last
now
20 years
and the year 2000.
comparatively.
The main difference you see if you were to like zoom in a little bit is, everybody's holding something in their hand that they're looking at.
Different
and
level of
punching,
technology.
things that, those are cell phones. Wow, the cell phones we had in 2003 were like a brick.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so it's just kind of, so 34, I was just like, man, that's kind of strange. So next year I'll be 35. And it was just kind of like a weird, like I woke up and I go, that is kind of strange. My wife's like, because my wife's going to be turning 31 this year. And she goes, I'm turning 31. She goes, that's crazy. And then my friend Blake, right, who's essentially like a brother to me, he's also turning 31. But it's weird because when I look at him, I go, oh, yeah, Blake's like 22.
Yeah.
In my head, right? Because I'm always, because
mentally,
there's certain people like my little brother, right? He's going to be 20. He just turned 27, right?
Yeah.
Look at my brother. I go, yeah, he's 18. And I go, no, he's not 18. He's 27 years old. I go, oh, my God, that's crazy, right? It's weird. So
blows my mind knowing my brother is over 30.
Happy birthday to your 34.
Like,
thank you very much. And so started off the morning great. Went to the griddle. Had a fantastic breakfast, delicious. Right?
Yes.
Went there, and my wife was like, what do you want to get? I go, this is the first day I'm feeling like pretty dang good. So I'm going to get everything. I'm going to get pancakes. I'm going to get French toast. I'm going to get bacon. I'm going to get all that stuff. I only ate most of it. I couldn't eat all of it because my stomach shrunk from being, losing all that weight, getting in shape, right?
Yeah, that's
being
what it was.
very sick. And
Getting in shape.
being very sick. And
any means necessary.
yeah. So I was just going to reverse that. And so I had a really good breakfast. And then after that, my wife, she's like, well, so what do you want to do today? Because it was kind of like it was about a foggy day. She goes, do you want to go run some errands? Like, she's like, what do you want? It's your day. Do whatever you want to do. I said, well, let's go run to a couple quick places. Went to a gourmet olive oil place.
Oh, nice.
Over there in Eagle,
How does
right?
a place like that stay in business?
Dane, I have no freaking idea, but their olive oil and balsamic vinegar was busting.
I don't doubt it was
crazy
awesome, but
good.
like, how do you survive on that alone?
I have no idea, especially because the prices weren't that expensive. And I go, how does this place like make
How many
any
bottles
money?
are they selling a day?
That's what I was
Like,
wondering.
right?
If
Start
it's
doing
not
the
even
math.
that expensive, then they must have people just volume running through.
Thousands? Because there's no line out the door.
Maybe they're
walked
selling
in,
online.
and I said, hey, I want to buy this. And they go, yeah, we're sold out of everything. We're selling quite a bit. I go, what? No
Like,
way.
the only person
Okay,
in
the only
store.
thing that makes sense is like
Holidays.
this is someone's like spouse where they needed a project and they decided I'm going to open a business and this is going to be my thing and just
Dude,
it's
I don't
one
know,
thing
man.
and so they're stable outside of that. They have like the means to do whatever they want, but they decided to do this. Otherwise, I don't see the stability there.
But no, they had like Meyer lemon olive oil, crazy good. They had habanero lime olive oil, and it's all the stuff that you just cook with, right? It's just crazy. So ended up getting some stuff there, which is pretty cool. And then after that, my wife was like, so what do you want to do? And I go, I don't know, I think I'm just going to go back home. She's like, okay, well, we're going to go run an errand, right? We're going to go do some stuff. But how about you do whatever you want to do? I said, okay, sounds good. So I came home, and I said, I think I'm going to go for a drive. Take the Evo out, right? Go have a nice therapeutic, relaxing birthday drive in my cool car. So I went and did that, which was actually quite nice. It wasn't very busy outside, so went and did that for a little while. Then I came home, and my wife had got me my birthday present. So two really cool things. So there's kind of like it's wall art, right?
Yeah.
But it's kind of like a shadowed metal outline of like a vehicle, right? But like when you put it on the wall, it kind of casts this really cool looking shadow. And so she's like, open it up. So I start opening it up, and I open it up upside down. I look at it, I go, oh my God. She got me an Evo, like a metal Evo wall art, like this big
That's
thing.
nice of her.
right?
Yeah.
cool.
And she goes, now you can sell the Evo.
Well, and no, she didn't say that. She said, now you can put this in your, in your racing sim dungeon, right? This looks pretty cool, right?
Okay.
And I'm like, oh my God, this is awesome. And I start looking closer at it, and I go, huh, that's kind of weird. The headlights look a little different from this upside down angle. And I flip it around, and I go, oh crap. And she goes, oh no, what happened? I go, this is an Evo 6 This is an Evo 6, right? It's like a Tommy Mackinnon edition.
Tommy Mackinnon edition, yeah.
Evo. And she goes, what? I thought I got you an Evo. You said it was an Evo 9. I said, yeah, I have an Evo 9.
It was the last Evo we couldn't get here in the States.
So
and they are
she's like,
awesome.
Dang
They are
it.
awesome.
She's like, I got it this evening. I verified it and all this stuff that it's the right car. And I said, honestly, if you're going to be in the other Evo, this is probably the one to get me. I mean, it looks pretty awesome. So she was like, I'm so sorry. I go, no, seriously, this is
cool.
It's actually
Still gonna
way
hang it
cool.
up.
I'm still going to hang this up. This is totally fine. So she got me that. And she also got me a really cool kind of Evo poster that she's going to frame and stuff like that, which is really cool. So,
nice.
But we did that and then went to my parents' house for just a little bit because then we were going to Topgolf for my actual birthday. And so normally we'd go do our drunk sledding and tubing, right? We would go up to Bogus Basin and just get absolutely, we'd have a good time.
Warm up in the parking lot.
Warm up in the parking lot
Yeah.
and then go tube hills for like 2 hours, right?
Yeah.
And then go back to the cars to refill often on snacks and drinks. That was our normal plan. We did that for like 4 years, 5 years.
we did.
But I could never
great
count
fun.
on the freaking weather, dude.
Yeah.
The
No.
weather, like I would have to move the dates, change the times. I've mentioned on almost every single podcast about how it's always been kind of a
This time
nightmare,
of year, there's always a
nightmare
new
to,
story.
to coordinate. And we didn't have enough snow to the tubing hill was open this year. So I said, you know what? We're going to go to Topgolf. So
Last year you wanted to go to Topgolf, but you couldn't get in.
couldn't get in. Yeah, and that
'Cause
was
it's
like a
brand
last
new,
back.
yeah.
It was brand new. So this year is at Topgolf. So it was me, Dane, my brother, my friend Jason, my friend Blake, and then my wife, and then two of them were supposed to bring their wives / girlfriends or whatever it is for the thing. Both of them were
So
either
poor Katie wasn't
both of them
outnumbered.
were sick or couldn't make it, right? And I'm like, oh, Katie, I'm sorry. You're with a bunch of dudes, and we're just gonna probably talk about cars and and hitting golf balls. And she, no, that's okay. So she was a really good sport. We got to Top Golf. And what was crazy is that it was fog, right?
Yeah.
There was fog that you couldn't see 50 feet in front of you, right? So we were just hitting golf balls in the fog.
You could only see the first line of targets on the course. Everything after that was just a gray haze.
Basically, everybody's just blasting balls into fog.
But they got the little tracker of the ball, so you can watch the screen and be like, oh, that's where it ended.
So the vibes were cool. The heaters out there work incredibly well.
Yeah, I want to point out real quick, those
was-
heaters are the most extreme heaters I've experienced at any outdoor location of a restaurant, of anything. Like, they were stupid hot.
Yeah. No, it's basically...
You could cook on the tabletop, I think.
I could probably crack an egg on that
Yeah.
tabletop, and
It's kind of ridiculous.
So basically, we did that for I don't know how long. We played for almost 2 hours there, which is
2 hours.
which is really
yeah, they
cool.
set a clock on you.
And after that, went back to my parents' house to pick up my daughter, and then had a cake there, like a lemon blueberry cake, which was really good.
Nice.
Then we hung out, drank some tea, talked, joked around, whatever it was, and then that was kind of it. So,
Nice.
Good birthday. I don't know if I don't know what my favorite December birthday has ever been, but I will say that just doing something is better than not doing anything at all, especially in the wintertime for me. So whether it's going out to Top Golf or trying to go sledding or just going to dinner, I just like going out and doing something, right? Yeah. Some people don't care to do stuff. I like to kind of keep things busy. So did that, and then Sunday was a pretty chill day. I mean, it was mostly hanging around. I watched my daughter. My wife ran some errands. I haven't really been able to knock out any car stuff. I do miss washing my cars. I did open up my CR spotless units.
Oh, nice.
To drain the water out. Nightmare. The resin exploded.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Crappy. I hate this. This happened to us here in the studio.
Yeah.
Where I cracked it open, I go, what a mess, right?
Yeah.
It's all sand.
What's going on? It's a bunch of resin everywhere. That's what happened. I don't know if it's a cold situation. I don't know if it's a
Well, your garage isn't
ceilings.
heated.
It's not, but it's also
didn't
it's
get to
not,
that cold.
not getting that cold. So I'm thinking it's genuinely a seal issue with some of these CR spotless cartridges, because I opened it up, dude, and just resin. And I go, so is that just going up into my?
Yeah.
Is that just going? I think there's
Probably.
some screen
There's some
filters in
filters
there,
in there,
but
but
it's
yeah.
still like cool. All right, so this exploded. So now I have to figure out a way to send that mess back and then re-swap those out. But just dumb. So I did that, and then I watched a movie called Love and Monsters on Sunday night. Worth watching.
Yeah.
It's on Netflix.
So you're saying.
It's a
Nice.
good movie. I liked that movie. I thought it was a fun movie. Not the best graphics in the world, but I mean better than Blue Beetle, that's for sure. And I think it's something that your kids can watch too.
Okay.
Realistically,
out.
I don't
Ooh.
think it's not a scary movie.
Last minute thing. Part of the weekend was also on Thursday. I got him to finally go see Godzilla Minus One with me.
Nice.
And he said he liked it.
I
Oh,
did.
very nice.
I did. As a parent watching that movie, there was it's definitely it's a good movie.
Harrowing.
But like being a parent and seeing this this child in this movie, I go,
knew that would get him.
if anything happens to this child
Yeah, it's weird, right?
in
It
this
changes the way you
in
think.
this
yeah.
freaking movie, I'm gonna lose my mind if anything happens to
I
this
knew that
child.
would get
And good news, it doesn't. Nothing
Oh,
happens. Yeah, God.
The other
Good save.
great weekend of watching, little Jack Reacher.
Yeah.
All
Yes.
three of us got to watch some of that,
Enjoying that,
and
yes.
hoping everybody got to watch some of that. It's
He
quite
needs
nice.
to watch the third
I need to
episode.
watch
Quite
the third
delightful.
episode, but
It's
I
been
will,
a good
I will
season.
admit it's off to a better start than just commenting how big this person is. It's not that big, but I mean in this season, I will admit, second episode, there's a shirt off scene where I'm looking and I go, dude's pretty jacked, man.
It's kind of hard to deny at this point.
Dude's pretty looking pretty jacked right now, big guy. But
He's a big guy.
you know, about that same size I was, realistically.
That's what we think.
maybe
Oh,
so maybe I had
boy.
like 20 pounds on me, but you know.
I kind of think they were starting with a bigger block of granite with him than they were with you. Just saying.
bigger bar of soap.
When they were sculpting this thing.
But yeah. I think that's it. So Dane, we have a Tuesday with
Yes.
some meetings and all sorts of other fun things. Do you have
Yes.
anything else you want to say?
As far as me, I was going to point out I did not buy a Nissan Altima. So if you're wondering that, no, I have a rental car. That's one. So before anybody gets any ideas, sorry, I would not buy one with my own money.
That you got the SR?
It's the SR. It is like, it has a CVT.
Does it feel good?
It's a
Does it feel
four-cylinder.
like it's something fun that you could see yourself carving up the canyon with?
I'll be real, I would never own one.
Why?
But as a rental car, it's perfectly fine.
But why would you never own? Let's say this was the peak car that you could afford. The most amount of your money that you could spend would be on this type of vehicle.
I would buy something with a hatchback.
Okay.
Because I'm not a sedan guy.
All right, there
I'm
we
just
go.
not.
Answer the question.
Just not. For that money, maybe I could go find a used E39 M5 or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
Something.
there we go.
But for the money it is. Anyway, apart from that, I was just going to say, Grant Hawtrey messaged me saying he was working on a poem.
Yes.
And I know we have...
So Grant, Thursday Q&A,
Yes.
we are going to have
I wanted to point that out.
Dane and I are going to be here. Anthony's going to be off. Dane and I will be doing the Q&A, and we have a number of guests that are going to pop in and give the Christmas hellos that we've done in the past. So all of our friends, we've reached out to a number of them, and so we have a bunch of little things. So please tune into the TRC Christmas Q&A.
Yes, this Thursday's Q&A will be
me and
fun
Dane.
and festive with many guests, as he said. What's that?
Grandmaster applications go live today.
Yeah, you
there
should
you
probably
go.
mention
That's another
that.
one.
Yes.
Grandmaster applications
For
live today
2024 go live today.
on Instagram.
On
Okay.
Instagram, yes.
Instagram only.
And you guys are going to have to remember to mention that on Thursday as well, because they'll still be open.
We'll point
But
it
yes, they will be open. So if you've ever wanted to be a Grandmaster and know somebody that would be a fantastic Grandmaster, just know that this new program that we're launching is now moving to a trimester system.
Okay.
Yes.
And so it's 4 months right now instead of 3 months, which is great. And we're actually cutting down the amount of Grandmasters from 10 people per quarter to now 6 people per trimester. So there's going to be 18 total Grandmasters per year. This is the lowest amount we've ever
We've changed
had.
it where there's going to be some more fun.
There's going to be more fun. So there's basically the care packages the size have been increased, right?
Yeah.
The amount of just overall, I'd say the overall experience between getting to know people and them getting to know us, and just our relationship building capabilities are going to be much better with it going to a smaller scale like that. And then also, since this is a completely new program opening up, all previous Grandmasters from the last 4 years are now re-applicable, or however you want to say that.
Yeah.
They can reapply if you'd like to
go.
reapply and start things over.
So, Ed, I got this shirt while I was at Disneyland. I don't know if you see. So I got a Jolly Roger there. I'm going to try and turn around without knocking the tree over so everybody can see the back. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh,
here.
yeah. I think Ed would be a pretty big fan of that.
So, I know Ed would love that.
Yeah.
So.
This is
No, that's
that
definitely Ed
Pirates
for
jersey.
Sure.
It's a Pirates spirit jersey.
Nice.
Spirit, that they can
That's
sell
what they call
anything.
them. They call
All
them
right.
spirit jersey.
So, wrapping this one up. So details on me? No, the latest Grandmasters have not been chosen yet. The point of this is the
Applications
application
for
will
next
be
year.
going out
Yeah.
very, very soon.
The Grandmaster Showdown has not ended yet, right? We still have several more weeks of that.
Wow.
And that will not be essentially announced till probably like mid-January to late January, because the judging, basically what has to happen is there's not going to be enough time to go through in the judging process, because we start the judging process the second that the deal ends. We have to go through and judge everybody, but we have to actually pick out the newest round.
Yeah.
Because if we don't do this timing-wise, it puts us back like several weeks, and then certain people kind of feel like they get gypped and because they lose time. So the idea is to get the new batch out. We'll announce the previous this last trimester's Grandmaster winner, and then then everything will continue working as it normally
There we
does.
go.
Yeah,
All right.
excellent.
I got
So-
a meeting to get to at 11:30, so we got
It'll
to
be in this
wrap it
very
up
room,
here.
I'm aware. So, once again, thank you so much to everybody. If you left a comment, we really appreciate being here when we're live. If you're listening sometime in the future, please, when you're done here, take a moment, leave a comment below here on the YouTube video, or if you're listening on a platform where you get the podcast, leave a review for us. We really appreciate it. It helps us get out in front of more people. Leave a star rating, whatever you're feeling today. That's great. We appreciate it. And last thing here, Jamie just putting up, I hereby nominate Joey Belinsky as a future contender for the Microfiber Championship of the World. Noted, Jamie. And by the way, I'll be on Jamie's podcast representing TRC on Friday. So
Nice.
I'll be throwing that out there for anybody who wants to join us then.
Okay.
But all right, that's it, guys. So have a great week. We'll catch up on Thursday. We'll have our fun holiday episode, so we'll have lots of guests. Make sure you don't miss that on Thursday at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And that's it, guys. So have a good one. We'll catch up with you then. See ya.